Heru is the only hero in the hero's journey. You got thousands of heroes all in every culture, but they all the same one. It's just like all of the X-Men is the same person, but they're just showing you different aspects, right? Unified field theory perception. If you want to find your way to the throne and you the rightful heir, you have to find yourself on every path to greatness. Some of your paths is going to be laden with struggle. This is your Atlas holding the world on his shoulders. Because sometimes you feel like you literally holding the world on your shoulders, right? This is Hercules rolling the boulder up the hill. Right? The struggle of life make you strong enough for what you desire the most. Your best life scenario. If you have an ambition that's high enough, your struggles early gonna be greater than most people could bear. Like the ability to psychically see stuff but can't tell nobody because they gonna think you crazy.
Ooh.
Or the ability to see when people running their BS, right? And they don't know that they really not BSing you, that you only giving them what you was gonna give them anyway. Right? So you can't say certain stuff. You have to endure all of the entitled people that feel like because they related to you, you supposed to automatically do for them.
Not no more, baby. That season is up. Right. Not no more. We may used to.
But this is the training ground. You got to be trained for your destination. But life is gonna train you.
You know what fear showed me? That I had to learn how to say no. Because in too many lifetimes I said yes, and I suffered greatly because I did not learn to say no. So in this lifetime, when I came back, it was a couple of stipulations. One, I could not be in war, and I could not like do no blood sacrifices, no war, no none of that shit. Two, I had to learn how to honor self and to like learn the word no and learn. Ooh, come on, spirit. And learn that sometimes your hidden enemies may come in your family. I'm gonna say that one more time. I have had some old ass ancient enemies. I'm telling you, they just. I'm telling you, it was one of the most.
I don't call them
enemies, I had to see it because I could see who they were, and it took me a long time to process that they reincarnated on purpose in my bloodline. I'm telling you, like spiritual stalking is real. If you don't believe in spiritual stalking, you don't know. I'm telling you, this is why you got to get past the seven chakra. Seven chakra, you still on 3D, y'all. The first seven chakra, everybody thinks that my third eye open and I see 1 through 7 chakra is third dimension. 8th through the 15th chakra is fourth dimension. Everybody keep talking about they on the fifth dimension. You're not even on the fifth dimension till you hit what they call the 16th through 22nd chakra. That's the true fifth dimension. And then it's 9 realms and dimensions in this realm. This is why we ain't telepathic and we don't know how to move shit out there no more because we too low vibrational and they made us stop. And if you think about it, that's why they always showing just the hand and this with the third eye and this with the crown. That ain't nothing but third dimension shit. You're gonna stay right here and you're gonna only be able to stay in the struggle and you ain't gonna be able to really see what's going on. But when you move yourself, this is why Spirit had me getting what they now call like Tibetan Reiki, and I travel and get your ass out of America, go to China, go to India, go to other places, because number one, you didn't live there before, and you will see and you will when you touch the ground of some of these places, your Akashic records go out. That's better than any, I don't care, ceremony anybody can ever give you. Is you put your feet on the ground in some of these locations, your Akashic records will come back to you in a minute.
You know, when you said that, it made me think about Dr. NEGPIFOR. The Counter Racism Guide, United Independent Compensatory Code System for Breaking the Chains of White Supremacy that he wrote. When Frances Cress Welsing quoted him in the ISIS papers when she say, if you don't understand white supremacy, everything you think you understand confuses you. He said that he was deployed. I think he said he was in Japan, sitting on the mountain, and the answers came to him, and that's what he decided to write the book. Right? the book is a must for all of the. Everybody should have one. I don't care
Yes.
what your background is, because it's telling you how to be constructively defiant to the adverse system in
Mm-hmm.
order to break free from the psychological enslavement.
Yes.
Once you break free from the psychological enslavement, he gonna give you 9 areas of people activity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
In health, I add as the common denominator to all 9.
Uh, these are. Let me see. Talk about Jesus is actually ISIS.
All you got to do is go back to the Greek. If you go back to the Greek, the spelling for the word that they translating as Jesus is Iesous. In the Greek pronunciation, the capital I automatically silences the E, goes hard on the S, silences the O, go hard on the US. It's ISIS. One language back. That's all you got to do.
All right, we're gonna take one more question, then I'm gonna let these gentlemen close it out. Who was the first to actually civilize the white man?
The white man. The white man ain't white, first off. And at some point in time, all people have decided to live what we would consider in this day and time a savage lifestyle. But Mother Nature does that for a reason. Everything she do is for a reason, but we don't always understand it.
All right. Well, I guess we'll wrap it up with that. I'm trying to see if there's all right. Well, this is the last one. Last one. Who were the Washita Moors? What about the Empire Washita de Mundia? I hope I'm saying that.
Yeah, so that translates as the empire of the Washita mound builders. And the Washita Moors was restored under Empress Tierra Verdiasi Gostinel Bay, and she served them eviction off the tribal lands in Louisiana, right? So they try to keep that silent because they don't want us to know that we had already began reclaiming our. She did it off the treaties they violated, right? Well, we passed that now. They ain't never honored their treaty. So because they never honored a single treaty and they wrote them all, they forfeit. Because they forfeit, they automatically have to get the fuck gone, right? So the Washita is what you call a grand family, which means that there's a series of families that fall under the Washita Nation of Moors. And these are all different tribes, and they all have what you call a confederation, and they have a listing or a family book or book of life where all of the tribal leaders that came together to support the Washitas reclaiming the land, they were all recorded. So the Midwest representative for that Washita Moors was at one point Ravana Bay. I'm not sure who it is now. And she had ambassadors dispatched all over the land. She was also associated with the United Nubian Nation of Moors. They had an affiliation with them, right? And then she had another allegiance with a bigger group called the Collective Indigenous Nations of the Land. So all these different groups came together. They all tribes. They on her roll because she had the blood and the right to make the call, and they backed her play. And that's what we supposed to be doing right now with restoring the kings to the land to raise the matriarchs.
What is a Skywalker?
The Skywalkers, those are the men who draw their power from the upper atmosphere. Um, Tuki would be classified as a Skywalker. He's represented by the walking lightning, that they call the Crooked Man, right? So he would be classified as a Skywalker. But in the military, now skywalkers in modern times are those who build high-rise buildings and walk the rafters at the top. Those who do trapezes, walking tight ropes. Those are all skywalkers in modern times. But the skywalkers were tribes that were fearless of the heights and that would use mountainous regions to build civilizations on, like Machu Picchu, right? And when the Chinese man recognized Tookie and called him Crip, 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 he was giving him the Chinese key to the Crooked Man. And over there, they call the Crooked Man Crip, Crip, Crip in China.
Mm.
And it just so happened that it's an English word, Crip,
Mm.
you know. So Tukey was identified by the Asians as the Crooked Man. We got an allegiance in our community with the Asians who were railroad builders in the Southwest. And the allegiance is why you have so many of us with the name Lee in our name. My auntie name is Verdi Lee. My uncle named Henry Lee. My father named Arthur Lee. Right? I got a cousin named Bobby Lee. The Lee is the from the agreement we made with the clans that came from Asia. So this is so we will always be connected. So you know him, Jimmy Lee, all them Lees.
Hey, wow, this is stuff I never heard before. This is some
Yeah, man.
interesting. This is some interesting.
He has a wonderful way of putting things into perspective. I do, before we do exit this evening, wanted to know, like, what do you think the magnetism of those areas, Illinois, Missouri, was for melanated people who migrated from the South? Why did all roads lead to those areas in the Midwest? Ohio, where the legend of the Ohio Giants come from. One of the main things I want to just posit real quick, that region of the planet that they were saying in ancient times, or older days or what have you, Ohio was the breadbasket of, it was the greenest part of America because the ionization of the atmosphere. They say that the tribes there knew how to do the dances, in particular to make the thunder and the lightning activate. So that's where the vegetation came from. Hence the fact that Ohio has the largest amount of biodiversity, and that's where the sea banks are at as well. So why do you think that our people, in particular, gravitated towards those regions?
We go to Chicago is not no. They tell us Chicago was founded by Jean Baptiste du Sable, John the Black Baptist. This can't be true because in our culture, we knew Chicago to be an ancient metropolis. Where Cook County sit is where the doula center, what we would call a grand doula center. It was the biggest doula center in the Midwest, and this is where the certain women would go to have their children. They turned it into a county hospital, right there, Cook County Hospital on the west side of Chicago. And they would use the calendar, the stars positioning to determine when the kings would be born. And there's certain cities. It's Chicago, it's Detroit, it's New York, Miami, New Orleans, Atlanta, Los Angeles. Um, it's a few more of them, but these were all metropolises where
Memphis.
they had doula centers for the chieftains of the land to be born with special care when they was born. Like they didn't allow them to be born with spotlights in their face, right? They would be born in what they call ambient lit room with candlelight. Why would they do that? Because the old souls, the bright lights jars the memory and it makes it where they won't be able to draw back their memory until they up in age. They won't remember who they is until years later from that flash of bright light when they come out. Right? It does the same thing to them at birth that flasher does in Men in Black.
Mm.
Erases their memory of their past lives.
Mm.
So this is why your children have to be born under spotlights.
Mm.
Right? They're supposed to be born if possible, you give birth with the woman in the seated position squatted in the water. That's the best way, and most doulas do it that way. It's easier on the body of the woman, and it's easier on the psyche of the child. Another thing is you don't cut the umbilical cord immediately. You first have to let the mother-baby bonding process take place. While the baby suckle, the mother look him in his eyes. They don't allow that to happen in the hospital. They snatch the baby, slap him on the ass, and rush him off to the nursery. Right? That way they can never
And
properly pair bond in order to get that connection they
hit
need.
them with the fructose water, right? To get them
Yep,
bound and binded to that sugar addiction from the gate.
yep. So
Bro,
these cities were metropolises for the. Anytime the Chiefs come back, they coming back to one of them cities. Right now, it's more Chiefs from the land born in New York than anywhere else because that's where the dirt went down. That's when they came in and started laying their conjures down from New York. They got their gated community of Negroes, conquistadors in upstate New York, where they got us thinking that ain't no motherfuckers that look like us ever been rich over here. And them motherfuckers been rich the whole time. I know the works and the tribulation of those who say they are rich. I mean, they are poor, but they rich. Those who say they are Jews, but are the synagogue of Satan. This is what they talking about.
mm.
They run around, they come around us like they broke, asking us for cigarettes and can I get a drink and exploiting our good nature just because they can. Then
Mm.
they go back up to their gated communities and act like we don't exist.
Hey Rob, before we get out of here, I want my people to show you some support for your time, energy, and the knowledge that you gave today. What's your cash app, brother? I want to put it in the
Uh, it's dollar sign, capital S,
uh,
lowercase I, lowercase K,
uh,
capital A, lowercase P, lowercase E.
I just put it in the chat. Make sure y'all support this brother, man. This is a wonderful conversation. I see we got about 1,400 people in the chat right now. You know, I want all 1,400 of y'all to, so we like the video, do something, but show support, man. You ain't getting this shit on other platforms, or, on mainstream TV. So, show the love, family, show the love. I did want to get to one. I keep saying last question, but that's how you know when something's good. I just keep going. But I do want to just give you this one last question from somebody in the chat. I didn't see them post it, and where is it at? Well, I don't. Okay, yeah. Will the Galactic Federation meet with Larry Hoover? I've been
It's,
hearing people. Yeah, okay.
yeah. So the Galactic Federation, the message that I was given that I translated said they want to see Larry Hoover and they don't want to talk to nobody else, right? Because I solved the riddle. He my chief. Therefore, they want to see my leader. I can't send them Biden. I gotta send them Larry. That's my chief. I can't send them nobody else. How they gonna meet him? Where they gonna meet him? I don't know. I don't know how it's going. I don't know the intricacies of it like that. I'm just going by the signs they gave,
Mm.
right, and what they told me, what the instructions was, right. So the government agreed to produce them when a certain amount of people stopped supporting the old system and started pushing this agenda. So they gonna meet with them. It's just a matter of when. It's up to us. This stuff's supposed to been over. We the ones holding it up because we keep supporting the old dead system and we not supporting our own people in their quest to reclaim what's rightfully theirs by the laws of nature.
Leave your contact information, both of y'all, man. We getting out of here. Leave your contact information so the people can get in touch with y'all.
Well, I ain't hard to find. They can find me on Instagram, Rod Hayes. I'm in Facebook jail on Facebook right now, but I'm Rod Hayes on Facebook. My current profile picture is a UFO. Um, my, it's probably the same on
Man, you told
Instagram.
me you was from Earth, man. Now you got UFOs, man.
Hey, look, I focus on Earth because I'm from the Earth. But it don't mean I don't communicate with people that ain't from Earth.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and sometimes I don't even know they ain't from Earth
Mm.
until they tell me.
Mm.
Right? So, um, the messages sometimes come from other tribes on the land. I
Mm.
still translate them. I don't care if they come from the tribes of the land or the tribes on the stars.
Mm.
When the message,
Now I gotta take my hat off to the chief. Chief party at.
Well, you ain't got no regular hat, so you ain't got to take that one off.
How you doing, OJ?
Oh man, you know me. I don't got nothing to complain about except I ain't got nothing to complain about.
I say.
You know I
Yo,
can't. This is the first time I'd have been live on Instagram in a minute.
oh man, I'm just putting some stuff out here because a lot of chiefs been hitting me up and asking me about different little topics, and I wanted to bring them to you. I even brought the book, when court's in session. uh, I've been doing my little research and wanted to bring some stuff to the tribe that I've been stepping across. Yo pay po yo te fe ta yo pay. So yeah, that's something that they found on the OMAC on top of the OMAC heads. On top of
Translate.
yeah, so and I come to find out this is from another deity called Yopay. Yopay. So I'm just studying. I've been tapping into this right here. You already know
And
I'm
you know what,
thing.
Stone? While you studying that, they got these archaeologists were showing Mayan um, symbols in Egypt, not over here in Kemet, over in northwest Africa or northeast Africa, in the pyramids. They showing actual the same exact shit that's painted in caves. I mean, not in caves, in the temples in Mesoamerica is also present in ancient Kemet.
I
And
say.
they in what you call a conundrum. They didn't paint themselves in the corner that they can't get out of. This go for your foundational Black Americans, your African Americans, your ancient Egyptologists, your out of Africa theorists, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why do we put them in a conundrum? Because now they got to explain who put the ancient Mesoamerican symbolism into the Egyptian writings. They got to come up with an excuse. Since Africa was first and everybody came out of Africa, which is actually the reverse of the truth. When they was showing the Great Migration map, you know, they show everybody coming out of Africa, um, primarily in Eastern Africa, the area known as Kenya. And they used to verify, support, and sustain that archaeological discovery in the Oduwa Gorge of something called Lucy. Now, Lucy was not Homo erectus.